I didn't grow up in a Christian family, and by the time I was in middle school, I wasn't an atheist, but I disliked most religions and had a very strong distaste for Christianity in particular. About halfway through 8th grade, a friend invited me to youth group, and a year later, my life was completely different. Christianity had radically redefined my world. Here's what I mean. I think when we get to the question of religion and God, most of the time, the question that we're trying to answer is how good is good enough? And our typical response is to have a set of rules or regulations as to how nice we ought to be, or certain things that we do in repetition, whether that's prayer or fasting or reading a certain religious text that makes you a good person, right? I mean, in Buddhism, there's the Eightfold Path, and in Islam, there's the 6 pillars of faith. Christianity enters this and has a very strange and very unique response. And the answer to the question, how good is good enough, is this: perfection. That is, no one is good enough. No one attains it. All fall short of the glory of God. It's bizarre because I think when we think about it, we're all of a sudden asking the question, well, what about people like Mother Teresa, who lived a life selfless, right? Completely devoid of selfish ambition, and she helped so many others. Like, would someone like her end up in hell? Did she not live a life that was good enough? Surprisingly, the Christian faith would affirm, yes, she was not good enough. But that doesn't mean that she ended up in hell. See, the Bible is based off of what we call the gospel, which translation is good news. And so the story doesn't end with the fact that we're not good enough. It goes on to tell of this beautiful love story in which God sends down His one and beloved Son, Christ, who lives the perfect life that we couldn't live and attains the righteousness that we could never attain, then dies a death that we deserved on the cross, killed by the ones that He's trying to save, and then triumphs over death and imputes onto us the righteousness and victory that we never could have, and takes from us the sin and imperfection that we could never rid ourselves of. I remember when that truth first hit me. I was sitting on this little wooden bridge, and although I suddenly was hit by the incredible impact of my own imperfection and how screwed up my life was, I felt this incredible peace knowing that it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about how good I was going to live or what I was doing, but it was about what He had